Hi guys, welcome back to another speed build. This one was actually very exciting to make, and I am again so proud of this one. I'm always saying how much I love my builds and which one's my favorite, although I don't think it's my favorite. I think it has like the most fun sort of design because it actually can be usable. It actually works. So, what I started off here with was an idea based off of my living situation when I was in school. The last 2 years that I was in school, I lived in an apartment that was right above a bar. I moved there during the situation, and then so like the world was like shut down, nobody was going out, and then within like a few months it opened up again, and so did the bar. So the next 2 years was living through the bar being open until, well, luckily it was only open until 1 a.m. and actually I didn't mind it at all. Like, in a way it was very comforting, especially when I was doing my homework, so I did not mind it at all. Mind you, this was college, so you know there's a bar, college student, I don't really care. But the actual worst part of it was that I lived right across from a big billboard that was always shining lights and just blaring in my eyes throughout the night, and it was always changing. It was one of those digital ones that always changed, so I was always going through it. But yes, I lived here with my roommate, and it was such a small apartment, but it was 2 bedroom, so tiny, so cute though. And it's not exactly how it is. We also, like, I made a balcony. It did not have a balcony. Had a porch in the backyard because it was Chicago, but did not have a balcony. But yes, let's get on with the builds. Here I finally have the outside how I want it to look for the first two buildings. The third one, I honestly had an idea to just leave it blank like that. For some reason, I really wanted to use that sign, that debug sign. Don't know why it was on my mind to use it, but I felt like I needed to use it because I liked how it had like that martini glass on it. Spoiler alert, I don't use it. but but yes, so anyway, so here I'm just sort of curating the outside, the exterior. A lot is taken out to make it run smoother, but there was a lot of trial and error. I really loved how this one came out. I wanted to, oh yeah, always utilize your gallery. Needed to have those fire escapes because, needs to be city. Like, speaking of city, I wanted it to be in San Martino. This lot is just so big, and the lot next to it is the same size, so there is no, finding a new lot, because the other lots would be in like the more, richer side, and I wanted to look very New York. And I had recently gone to New York, and I actually based these loosely off of some photos. Like I found like one photo of the third building, how it's gonna look, and that was like a Five Guys. And that's how I came up with what the building was, which you'll see later. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I cut a lot out because there's a lot of trial and error here. Although this usually doesn't really always happen, but the exterior shapes did come out very easily for me, which I was so happy about, and like I immediately loved it. I'm always like, bulldozing or whatever. This one I actually really liked. I wanted to have a little step up because my bar I lived above did have not really a step up, but it had like a little ramp thing from the sidewalk, and I wanted to use that. And I loved having these little like fake flower beds. They're not. I did not even put any flowers in there, but well, I put some bushes in there, but I really wanted this bar to be very sleazy. The one that I lived above was like very brown looking, very Chicago pub culture, whatever, for like students, but they like played modern music and all that, so it wasn't as sleazy and like dirty as this one looks. But for some reason my brain was on, this is like a used, like the lot, every single build on this lot has a little old-fashioned vibe. So I want there to be exposed brick. I love this little addition here, the stage. I always add them in like different things. But this build has, this new pack coming out, Businesses and Hobbies, has really given me so much more confidence in making commercial lots. I mentioned in my previous video, go watch. It's also about businesses and hobbies. So I love that build as well. That one's a lot smaller though, only one business and one house. But yes, I never like build, commercial lots, because I just feel like I use like the same ideas, or they just never work out for me. But lately they've been working out, and I love this little area. I use that in my other builds where I had closet and so that leads to the bathroom. I love that idea, even though it kind of made the back a little weird because I didn't want the balcony upstairs to be that big, so I didn't want to extend it further. Could have, or I didn't want the bathroom to be that big. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I wanted it to be very small and see like the mold. And I like how I use this mirror that has like little pictures. My thought process there was I wanted it to be like when you go to one of those places where it's like take a picture or write your name. So I'm thinking people put like their Polaroid photos out there, and I'm just imagining somebody out in the front taking Polaroid pictures of you, which is an experience I had at like little bar club, whatever, where some person was just, he didn't work for the place, but he did take a Polaroid of me and my friend, and I still have it. So I'm imagining people doing that, and it has like a little stage with like a guitar and like karaoke, so I'm imagining maybe they give off awards to that, maybe for the night, like who's tonight's best talent. I don't know, that's my thought process. But here is me kind of working on, I don't think I continue working on this area, but oh yes, maybe I go on to this apartment. This apartment is the one based off of my living quarters when I was in college. It's as tight as my actual apartment, but it's not similar. Like I didn't have it was slightly bigger. Actually, I don't even know. You really can't tell when it comes to The Sims, because The Sims measure like Sims, everything is so odd compared to like real life sizes, so you can never truly tell. But actually it's pretty tight like this, but we had our rooms on opposite sides of the building. Reminds me, it was like 5 steps. Either way, it's loosely based off of it. But I did the floor plan off camera for I think both of the apartments because it's just too stressful. It didn't take me too long actually, like I thought it would, but it just is a lot more helpful to have that not be recorded and just kind of have my time and not think like I'm on a time limit. So I've been adding these little like bump outside, I guess we can call them, of a half wall, so that you can like, because it kind of helps separate the spaces and allows for larger furniture. So I've liked using that. I've also, speaking of separating, I've also been really into closed off builds. So I don't have it out yet, but there's another build I might put out of the goth house. I think I mentioned it in my previous video as well. Of the goth house, a new goth descendant house I made for his son and wife that's in my legacy, whatever. My lashes fell off. Ring clusters. Anyway, so there although it's like a mansion, I was like, it needs to still feel closed off. I can't stand, open floor plans anymore. Especially in The Sims, I feel like they all look kind of very similar, where it's like, you know, you separate the kitchen from the living room with maybe an island with chairs. And I'm just like, I love how it looks, but I'm tired of making that. So, oh, I guess some more debug items. I love doing those. Oh, here's where I switched from the San Myshuno lot to the San Sequoia lot. So this is, I guess, more of a San Francisco based build, but not really. It's more in New York. Anyway, so yes, I've been really into open floor plans. I feel like they're a lot more, or closed floor, sorry. I feel like they're a lot more cozy, and I can't, like, my family is Nigerian, and I can't imagine, granted, regardless of it being open for the smell of food will travel regardless, but it's just like, it's such a long process to cook our food, and I don't know, I just can't imagine having it done and then like it low-key being cooked in the living room at the same time. There needs to be a separation. So anyway, let's get back to the build. Right now, this is when I decided that I was gonna actually make something with that lot, and it was kind of a eureka moment. I was like, oh my god, yes, this is perfect. So I'm basing this one off of actually a place I went to in Paris, where it was called Manger Cassez-vous, which is like eat and leave, I think. Eat and get out. It was like a little burger joint, and I was like, this is perfect. I wanted it at first to be sort of like a fake, very fake, what do they call it? Food truck. And I was like, I might as well just have there be a little bit of seats inside, and then have little seats outside. Like, I was gonna have it like be a food truck that you sit, like, you can sit out because it's like not moving anymore. It's not a food truck that moves, but no, this is a building now. So I saw those seats, those tables outside. I saw the floor I used. I said, okay, yeah, this is perfect for like a Parisian little burger joint, whatever. And oh my gosh, I think my favorite part of the build, although I have some issues with it only because my color scheme on the inside, but I'm fine with it. I loved adding these little decals to the front. Decals, especially like wall decorations, outdoor wall decorations, really make a place. My favorite part of the whole build, honestly, is the exterior. I'm really into the architecture of the exterior. Once I get to like furnishing the inside, I like it, but it's not my favorite thing because I always stick with a very similar theme, so like it doesn't really feel new to me. But when I'm doing exteriors, that's where like I can kind of more experiment. I loved adding these decals, especially to the bar, like coming that little arrow sign, and then having those signs on the side. I'm just imagining them lighting up at night, being so bright for me to be able to fall asleep, just like how it was for me. So yeah, so I'm adding some graffiti, some like stickers. Oh, I love it. The dirt, very, very fun. Makes it very fun. Makes it very real. I like these little lights I put in. But yeah, so the place was very much sort of, you go in. So my thought process is, you go to the bar, it's late, then this place is open probably till like 3 a.m. and you can go grab a burger or whatever they sell there. Pizza. I put pizza. It's like a pizza place because it was based off New York. But there's also a burger on that one sign, so I'm sure they sell burgers as well. They have a grill. I don't know if that cooking station from, I think it's Get to Work, works. So I didn't play past that part. But you can't have restaurants anyway, I'm sure, in Businesses and Hobbies. Don't know how that those two can work together, so I'm sure they don't. So this is just more for looks, or you can make it into like an actual pizza joint where you're selling the pizza. That's my actual thought process there. But I love the vibes, very cute. Just imagine like walking along and stumbling along, let's be real, and popping in there. Place smells very good. Looks very dicey. But do you have any choice? You're hungry, or you think you're hungry, so you'll eat it. And I love this little area with the dumpster and the gate. This is so real. Like, love it. What is that sludge? We'll never know. I don't want to know, but I know it stinks. I can't imagine being right next to that window. They can't open that window. I love these little decals I put though. Like, this is really like, when I go into like a dollar pizza, this is what I see. Like, that should be pepper flakes and Parmesan. Not ketchup. So I don't know who's putting ketchup on a pizza, but let's just sell fries. But yeah, that's my favorite part of the build. I just love looking at it. I just love a red brick. Like, red brick and orange make me feel so cozy. I love warmth. But we're back to the apartment. This is why I can't like do certain sections. I'm trying making one of my videos in my earlier videos in sections where I say, okay, this is this room, this is this room. But I jump all over the place way too much for me to be able to have that be successful. Especially like, I get tired doing one section for a while. I need to like move on, because that's how I'm gonna get my inspiration for that area of the house. So I need to try a new place in the build, especially if it's a big build. But like, if it's a smaller, even if it's a smaller one, I will just go on to a whole nother room or something like that, because I can't stick to one thing. So that's why when I was trying to make it in like separate areas, like this is, I'm doing bedroom 1, bedroom 2, it never works out, because you'll see bedroom 2, while I'm making bedroom 1, you'll see bedroom 2 is fully furnished, because I went and did that in the middle of bedroom 1. So yeah, but this was fun. This one, so in my apartment, I remember that I had to have the slightly bigger room, because also I was coming from the on-campus apartment where I had literally the smallest room. But I was the first one there. I also found the apartment for us to stay in. I never looked at this apartment in person. I only saw it on video. Not even FaceTime. A video that was created in fish lens, so everything seemed bigger. It was so small. We already had put it down on rent and everything, so I already flew back from where I'm from to Chicago. Couldn't back out anyway, but I didn't really care. But the problem was I had a full-size bed, and the bedroom I originally chose, which was a small one, didn't fit it in there at all. So I had to choose the slightly bigger one. I had to ask my roommate. She was cool with it. Actually worked out very well, because she had a slightly smaller bed. She had like probably a twin, but the way she made it was actually so cute. So worked out, and the way I made my room was really nice. But yeah, I actually do like the smaller bedroom more. See, the bigger one has the balcony, but I'm imagining I was gonna put 2 doors in both, or 1 door in both rooms, like, you know, whatever. They both have their own door. But I just wanted the other one to at least have a side table. That's supposed to be my roommate's room, the smaller one. Even though I like that one better, because I like the brick. But, yeah. And it's funnily enough, the smaller one also had a smaller closet. It wouldn't be called a closet, it was just like hanging thing, just like how it is here. And then you just put your clothes on. And I had like a small little drawer that I had to buy. So it's very, very realistic. And she had a larger closet, just like in this build has a larger closet. Or an actual drawer, but she had an actual closet I could walk in. Not really walk in, but it was pretty big. So I love this area. I just love brick. Honestly, once I put brick in a build, I think the build is already perfect. No need to say. But I do love how cozy it is. This one actually I liked, because I just made it look very lived in, very realistic, because this was exactly how it was living in that apartment. Dishes were in the sink. And this bathroom, I changed the walls to be a little less sterile. Bathrooms are whatever. And obviously we didn't have a real balcony, but I decided, why not? It's The Sims, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, that's the fire stuff. I didn't put the new burglar alarm. That's a new feature in the new update, which is very nice that they actually finally put burglars in. However, Actually, I haven't played with them yet. Big pause, but I haven't played with them yet, so I don't know. But I just remember that part of the game, Sims 2, was so frightening. But I did like it. I like the spontaneity of The Sims 2. That is really missing in The Sims 4. However, I've become such a stickler with things that I can't allow for randomizations to happen. I mentioned in the last video, I don't even play with like death. And so I'm very, type 1 with that, or type A. But yeah, this is the second apartment. I don't know what I wanted to do until I put the wallpaper up. I just feel like I wanted wallpaper instead of like that dingy wall paint. So I was like, I might as well make it a old person's home. Maybe they own the 2 apartments. That's possibly that, could happen. This is the kitchen. I noticed it was too small, and then I noticed the bedroom was way too big. So eventually I do reduce the size of the bedroom, and it actually works so perfect. This is what I mean about I like closed off. Like, I love when there's an arch and you have a designated kitchen, dining, whatever, and a designated living room. And it's not just like all one. Yes, it helps with flow, helps things feel bigger, but then also it doesn't really feel cozy. So I added some things to make it feel a little older. I liked the overuse of patterns, but however, it's still cohesive because the patterns are, following the same color scheme, like the blue, yellows, and all that, and the just like the pastels. So that's when it started coming together. When I finally changed those chairs, which I love those chairs. I think they're from the paranormal pack, and I also wanted to give them a cat. Why not? I also gave the other house a pet that is ambiguous on what it is because I didn't put, actually probably a dog, because I didn't put any cat pooper, whatever they're called. And this is what I mean. I found out that room is so big. Like, I don't even know what I was going to put in there. And it helps out so much because that kitchen was way too small. Like, it was still functionable, whatever the word is, but I was just like, nah. And I like that I was able to add a little office area. Not really, it's just a table and a computer. I love those textures in the pattern and the checkered flooring. It gives like a unique vibe, but it's like not overwhelming because the colors really match together and they're very soft. I have made a build where I use patterns that were very dark and heavy to be used together, but because they were both dark, like the walls were a burgundy color, had a lot of pattern on it, and the floor was that black and white checker. In maybe one's head, it might feel like it's too much, but because the black and the white are, the neutrals mixed with that burgundy color, it allows sort of that balance there, I think. So I think it worked out very well. And I would use that probably. I do love like patterns, although I do get overwhelmed very easily. My current bedroom or the bedroom that I have at my childhood home is purple, which is very stressful to look at. But I used orange because orange and purple are I believe complementary colors. They go very well together. It's orange, peaches. When I was growing up, I used green. Like, I had green furniture. Those ones are actually proper complementary colors. So you can use like these colors that are very dramatic and very drastic and actually make it work. Funnily enough, I didn't really like using colors. Like, when I would draw and stuff like that, I hated coloring things in because I felt like colors like ruined things. When I went to school, like, I didn't want my stuff to be colored. I wanted them to be black. Like, not with any like other. And then like the next year I was like, no, where's the color? Got my pinks and all that back, but my current wardrobe, like, I don't like putting color on. Makes me feel very weird. I don't know. I like my darks and very. I like to dress in a lot of darks, everything black, which is very confusing to people because I have a very bubbly personality, but I'm also in my true self in life. I'm not as bubbly. Very, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, that was just like an idea of how I would like to color things and how I like to put things together and how I like to make things work. I have no idea if that's the professional way or if that's an actual way that works, but works for me. Anyway, back to the build. So, oh my gosh, I'm already almost done with this build. I created a laundromat. Everyone's been doing it, so I was like, and I already had the idea as well to do it because they say you can do it. You know, I always add them in my builds, might as well. I wanted to be very realistic. This reminds me so much of, like, I never went to laundromats, but, like, when I would go get my hair done by some person when I was young, you just bring me to whatever store, like, whatever shop you see on the street. This is what it felt like sometimes. And although like drab, but like very, it still has like a comforting feel. Like, oh, might go there and you might see somebody you know. Like that's what I kind of feel like this gives. Could have been like a very modern looking one. Maybe you can even renovate it. But I wanted it to be very realistic and like not as much upkeep as it should be. But yeah. I really love that too. Like, I think it came out very nice. It makes sense that was my last build because I was just tired. And the exterior, the back, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Had no idea. I had to give it a day. Like, I just slept on that. I said, okay, I wanted to do a round area. It just was not working, and I was like, I'm too tired to really make it work. Like, it literally was not working. Like, the flooring kept deleting or overlapping outside the wall area, so I was like, whatever. Make it a box. So I just made it a little area maybe for gardening. So I remember when I was living on my second apartment, when I was living by myself, when I would walk a few, to another area to get to the lakeside, I would pass a community garden that was really beautiful. And I was like, okay, let me utilize that then. Let me make that in here. Although it's not as glamorous, and not glamorous, it wasn't very glamorous, but it was very large, a lot larger than this. And I can't not make it city-esque without having it have a little bit of dirt and destruction. And of course, bicycles and bike racks. Love the gallery for this because I will not be caught dead searching through the gallery. I also don't have my mods, the Better Build By, because I think at the time, because of the update, I'm not sure if it's even out or better yet, but the mod was broken, so I had to wait until that was fixed, which is no problem. I just took out all my CC, so there was no issues with my CC popping in. I don't want to accidentally use CC and have it be undownloadable. So, but yes, I put the bikes in. I love that part of it. This will be very good for the new pack coming out because that one's in I don't know, it's Copenhagen? No, maybe Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam. So I think that's the bike city. Yeah. So I have to have my little dirt. I don't know, I love that. Yeah, pollution in real life, bad. In Sims, it's real. That's how it's supposed to be in The Sims. Not everything can be perfect. Sims 4 is too perfect. Gotta add a little craziness. A lot of my gameplay is that, so. Anyway, let's get on to showing you the build. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a great time. Check out my other things. Thanks. Bye.